and welcome back. Buckle down and be ready because this video is going to be a little bit longer because we're going to talk about two really important concepts. Factoring and FOILing. So say you're given this polynomial. We want to solve for x, but it gets really complicated when you're trying to solve for x and you have a square root involved. The square involved. It makes it a little bit harder. So we're going to use this skill called factoring. Essentially, we want to break up this polynomial into two factors to find all the potential solutions for x, so that this equation is true. The first, factors, we have it squared. We're going to have two factors. We're going to have an x in front, and this is our basic setup. This is essentially our basic setup. So what we want to do is now we got to find a way to come up with something that's going to get us our equation. One way to do that is through guess and check. What you want to do is you want to get all the factors of the coefficient of your first term, which we know is 1. And so all the coefficients of that is 1. And then all the factors of your third term, which is 9. That's 1, 9, 3, 3, 9, 1. So now, what you want to do is you got to find terms that essentially, when you multiply all this together, are going to get us 6. I see right off the bat, because we're dealing with ones with our x's, 3 plus 3 equals 6. So let's try that. So what you got to do to check is you got to FOIL. FOIL is an acronym as much as it is an operation in a sense. Firsts, outsides, insides, lasts. Now let's see it in action. We're going to take our first two terms, which are x's, and multiply them together. We're multiplying here. We're not adding when we're FOILing. We are multiplying. So x times x is x squared. And now we add the next term, outsides, which are our two outside terms, which is x and 3. 3x. And then we do our inside terms, which is x and 3. And then we do our final term and add that in, and that's 3 times 3, and that's 9. You have to simplify like we've gone over many times. Look, by factoring a method out and then using FOIL to check, we were able to find out that our two factors are x plus 3 and x plus 3. Now where do we go from here? Because that's not a solution. You then take these two sets of parentheses and do x plus 3 equals 0 and x plus 3 equals 0. And then you have to get the x alone, which essentially is x equals negative 3. That's how you factor in FOIL to use as a check and as a way to solve this problem. Let's do another example. I'll give you some time to write these down as notes. So we're actually going to start with 2 factors this time. And we're going to FOIL. X first, our first terms. So x times x is x squared, plus our inside terms, 2x, then our outside terms, 2x, and then our last terms. 2 times 2 is 4. And then we got to condense it. X squared plus 4x plus 4. And that's our equation we found from FOILing. FOILing and factoring are innately interwoven together. Factoring, you're essentially solving for x when you have exponents involved. Factoring and FOILing are very important skills to have, and I recommend practicing them tons. If you have any additional questions, ask your teacher or your tutor, and I bet they'd be more than willing to help you. So, I wish you the best of luck and have fun studying your math.